A plan to reopen Harborside Park in Chula Vista, which has been closed for nearly a year and a half. Details on the proposal the City Council is considering tonight.
Another cold night in store for us, and we're also waiting on next storm system.
A former San Diego County Sheriff's deputy is sentenced after getting caught up in an online predator sting.
Will the San Diego City Council approve a mega church to be built in Del Cerro? We have a live report.
Hot Chicks calendars from 2024 or from 1996. They both work the same.
From koalas to sloth superstars, every animal at the zoo has a story, and today we meet the author behind these beautiful books.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
Right now, the Chula Vista City Council is set to vote on a proposal to move forward with plans to reopen Harborside Park. Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
And I'm Jesse Pagan. Carlo's off tonight. The park closed over safety concerns about homeless encampments on the grounds. CBS 8's Shannon Handy is live at Chula Vista City Hall tonight, where the council meeting is happening now. Shannon?
Jesse and Marcella, this has been an ongoing issue for quite some time. That park was initially closed in August of 2022. It was supposed to be for 90 days, but it remains closed even now. However, last month, the council did vote to reopen the park. So tonight, they will discuss those plans, but they're going to have another vote to figure out what funding will go towards that project so they can make it happen.
The Harborside community only has that one park, and families and children in the neighborhood deserve to have a park.
Chula Vista Mayor John McCann says he supports a proposal to reopen Harborside Park sooner than later. The city closed it back in August of 2022 after it was overrun by homeless encampments, crime, and drug use, much of which occur right outside Harborside Elementary School, which sits next to the park. Now, nearly a year and a half later, it remains empty, following ongoing discussions over what should happen to the 5-acre property.
We did 6 months of public outreach, found out what the community was looking for, but there were some other folks that wanted to build affordable housing, get rid of the park, and some of my council members wanted to look at that.
Last month, the City Council approved a plan to reopen the park as open space with added security measures, including new fencing, lights, security cameras, and a ranger station. But before any of that happens, they'll have to vote on reallocating $1.25 million in unused funds to pay for those improvements, which Mayor McCann says will ensure the park is safe for public use.
We're also going to be having strict time frames when the park will be open, when it will be closed, and no one will be allowed in the park after those times.
I asked people in the neighborhood what they think of the plan. Reaction was mixed.
I think it'd be a good thing, mainly for the kids too, and the community, gather more so together and be safer.
I think they should open this up and call it Tent City and just let the homeless, do their thing right there, and build a better park somewhere else for the kids.
As for what happened to the homeless people who used to congregate at the park, Mayor McCann says some have relocated to a newly opened shelter in Chula Vista. He admits so others have refused services. We drove around and found dozens of tents lining Industrial Boulevard just a block away. Mayor McCann told me helping solve the homeless crisis is a separate issue, one he and other city leaders are actively working on. And the mayor told me he plans to introduce an encampment ban sometime in the next couple months, which city staff is already analyzing. He did not reveal too many details, but says encampment restrictions are already in place in Chula Vista. His proposal will look to add tools that will help in enforcing them.
Shannon, if the council approves the money needed for those improvements that you mentioned, how long before we could expect to see Harborside Park reopen?
Well, that's the other thing, Marcella. It looks like the public will have to wait even longer than they already have. The mayor told me today if this funding gets approved tonight, it could be another 8 months before Harborside Park reopens.
Right. Well, at least there'll be some direction, and we'll wait for that vote. Thanks so much, Shannon.
Get ready for another chilly night.
Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis is here early with a first look at your chilly microclimate forecast. Carlene?
Yeah, we are talking about some cold temperatures once again tonight, and then reinforcement of that cold air as we hit the middle of the week with another storm system. So let's take a look at how we're shaping up for tonight. Now, no alerts are in effect. We had that yesterday, but we're still looking at the chance when it does come to some patchy frost across inland areas. You're talking overnight lows in the 30s for Escondido, the same for Chula Vista, as well as for Miramar and for El Cajon. 27 degrees expected for Ramona with those 40s right along the coast and 35 for Oceanside. As we look at our forecast over the next 5 days, temperatures will actually take a little bit more of a hit when it does come to those overnight lows, and then also talking about daytime highs being below seasonal range for the most part as we are watching 2 storm systems. So another one's going to be moving in. That will bring a chance for some wet weather. That will be about Wednesday night all the way through Thursday morning. But the emphasis will not necessarily be on the wet weather when it comes to the next storm system. Another fast moving one, making things blustery around here with wind alerts that have been issued. Also talking about some snow in our local mountains, high surf along the coastline. Then on top of that, you also got king tides. So a whole lot to get to coming up in your complete forecast. Jesse?
Thank you, Carlene. San Diego police say they've made an arrest in the beating death of an elderly man in City Heights. Officers arrested Dulce Amaya this morning thanks to a tip. Detectives say the victim, 75-year-old Raymond Korn, befriended Amaya and let her stay at his home. Korn died in late November, 11 days after homicide investigators say Amaya attacked him. She's been booked into the Las Colinas Women's Jail on murder and elder abuse charges.
A former San Diego County Sheriff's deputy was sentenced to probation today after pleading guilty to contacting a minor with the intent to have sex.
The encounter was part of a sting operation set up by an online vigilante group. As CBS 8's David Gottfredson reports, the defendant will have to register as a sex offender, potentially for life.
They will be ordered to report to probation today.
56-year-old Luis Rios walked out of court Tuesday a free man. The former San Diego deputy served 21 days in jail after he was arrested in May of last year for attempting to have sex with a person he believed was a 15-year-old boy. Then Rios soon bailed out of jail. He was targeted in 2021 and 2022 by an online vigilante group where the founder of the group pretended to be a teenager and eventually lured him to a meeting at a shopping mall in Mission Valley. The confrontation was then posted on the internet. Rios pleaded guilty in October to a felony count of contacting a minor with the intent to commit a sexual offense. In court Tuesday, the judge sentenced Rios to 2 years probation and no further jail time.
He also has to register as a sex offender, and that is potentially a lifetime registration, and that is ultimately decided by the Department of Justice.
Rios no longer works for the San Diego Sheriff's Department. Deputy District Attorney Ramona McCarthy told me if he violates his probation, he could be sent to jail for a year.
Anybody doing this sort of crime should be held responsible for committing these type of crimes. These are crimes that perpetuate a horrendous industry that victimizes children.
I caught up with Rios outside court last month.
Do you have anything to say about this vigilante group that targeted you?
Nope. As part of his felony conviction, Rios had to sell his 3 handguns and can no longer possess firearms. Rios now lives in Nevada. He will be serving his probation there, and he will have to wear a GPS monitoring device for the next 12 months. At the downtown courthouse, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
All right, David, thanks. The Navy says it has selected the master developer to revitalize Naval Base Point Loma Old Town campus. After months of negotiations, the job will fall to Manchester Edgemoor. OTC is home to Naval Information Warfare Systems Command, or NAVWAR. The plan is to add new naval facilities for some of the property, while the developer could lease and create new housing, retail, and other spaces on the rest of the land.
San Diego City Hall chambers are packed tonight as the council just decided whether a new megachurch can build in Del Cerro. CBS 8's Brian White is live at the meeting downtown. Brian, what's the decision?
Moments ago, the council voted to deny the project 6-2, so the megachurch was denied by the council. The project will not go forward. Now, hundreds of people filled council chambers tonight, even spilling into the overflow room, coming out here to voice their opinion on this issue.
Hope, belonging, comfort, and support, all part of the culture of all peoples.
This pattern of usage would dramatically increase traffic projection, leading to a dangerous underestimation of congestion.
The All People's Church is looking to build a 900-seat church and parking structure on this 6-acre site along the east side of College Avenue, north of Interstate 8. Pastor Robert Herber says they currently have locations in South Bay, Tijuana, and on University Avenue.
We just think a church is such an asset to a community, from the counseling that we offer for free, to the help of people in need, to the tutoring of students.
But others oppose the project.
It's just too large, too intense for this particular property.
Michael Livingston with Save Del Cerro does not believe the vacant land should be rezoned from residential.
It's a commercial business. They are trying to get a dedicated traffic signal for themselves on College Avenue, a major arterial through our neighborhoods going to San Diego State. Just going to cause all kinds of difficulties.
Among the top concerns mentioned during public comment was the impact to traffic on College Avenue.
Now the traffic backs up all the way back, like over a mile in the morning, and we simply cannot safely host this new church in that particular area.
More than 200 people filled council chambers. Signs could be seen in the crowd saying, "Save Del Cerro, no mega project." But a number of people from the church's congregation also came out to support.
When I moved out here from Africa to America, this became a second home, this became a family. And they grew, like, they mentored me to who I am today.
Mixed emotions here in council chambers as people filter their way out after the decision by the council to deny this project going forward.
Now, Brian, what were council members worried about tonight? Was it a lot of the concerns that some of the people also mentioned? All right, Brian live for us tonight. Brian, thank you very much. Meantime, the San Diego County Board of Supervisors will keep its current leadership roster. Today, supervisors voted unanimously to keep Nora Vargas as chairwoman, Tara Lawson-Remer as vice chair, and Joel Anderson as chair pro tem. Last year, former District 4 Supervisor Nathan Fletcher resigned amid sexual assault and harassment allegations, which he's denied. Monica Montgomery Stepp formally replaced him to represent District 4 last month. Coming up, what's old is new again, while your calendar from 1996 can go back up on the wall.
We'll explain. Plus, a state plan to use artificial intelligence to keep drivers safe on the roads.
But first, a woman trapped for days in freezing weather in the Angeles National Forest is safe tonight. We hear from the Good Samaritan who rescued her.